break, give me a break.
Siri_bot is here. Saribo arrive.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Give me a break, give me a break.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What? I don't understand. I don't understand.
I said it before and I'll say it again. I said it before and I'll say it again. I said it before and I'll say it again.
Camel sound test yo.
What's going on? What's going on? What? I don't understand what's going on here.
Give me a break, give me a break.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Give me a break, give me a break.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Also, it's nice to have the wall clean. Might use less icons now. It's the simple things, yo.
I said it before and I'll say it again.
don't understand what's going on here.
JSRF, my beloved. What is the speed? Rocket on Beanman.
Tune in.
Extended.
Turn on.
What is up, my god? Are you making a persona for dancing all night clone?
Tune in. Turn on. From out.
No. It's just a loop JSRF tracks. At Pink Punk Jelly Liar. At Beanman Fake Fire, your pants are dire. D. But yes, today we are XD, ha ha ha. Your redems can't reach here yet. Damn, I was gonna spam the shit out of it. Gonna let ya hush. I fucking hate July. ITLL, just take me a bit, but today is about game dev.
Turn on. From out.
And yes, July sucks. October when? Wait, holla. Going to catch fire and fucking die.
Absolutely. Absolutely. July fucking sucks. Ugh. And I hate having to go from like -40 to 100 at my job. Like every single fucking day. People wonder why I'm fucking exhausted. But yes, October, favorite time of the year. Absolutely. And actually, yeah, Beanman, if you don't mind, I want to see how quick you can spam that redeem. Let's see how often it triggers. I want to stress test the bot. All right. Does it load the backlog? It does not. Okay. There we go. So as long as they're different. Chocolate Ray. Fucking nice. That is so loud in my ears. Holy shit. I love it though. Tonight is Simulator 101. Let's fucking go.
I'm mainly limited by opening the redeem menu.
Yeah. But it's still good to know that a lot of people can spam it if they want to spam it. But yeah, watching the bot as it redeems them, and it actually is a pretty good sight. There's a little bit of delay, but not much.
I'm going to steal all your fucking code.
And I'm gonna fucking let you, boy. Nah, really. Like, I'm gonna make a higher cost one that can't be spammed. That'll literally let you, like, break the stream. Not make it go offline, but, like, let me show you what I mean. Let's see, where is it? Take control of the whole thing, please. Oh, nope, that's not it. Let's see. But basically, it's going to allow you to slap the screen around. The entire screen. Oh, I have it as separate. That's why it's not showing up. Okay. But yeah, basically you'd be able to slap around the, you'd be able to slap around the entire frame thing as it just gets bounced around the screen and shit just flies everywhere. Really difficult to animate, but it's going to be fun. I need to stop using GIFs, and I actually need to, like, properly animate the box moving around and being jostled. It'll kill my frames, but that's the point. It's supposed to look choppy, it's supposed to look broken. But I'm actually glad you're here, Bean Man. I had a couple questions, if you don't mind.
They stole all me plunder.
But did they give you booty? That's the important question. You were playing the Assassin's Creed pirate game? Been hearing mixed stuff about it already. Thinking about getting it myself, but it's like, I haven't bought an Ubisoft game in ever, and I still somehow managed to, like, get my hands on the remaining Assassin's Creeds that I don't have. And it's fucking ridiculous, too. Like, it's just freaking... It's so stupid. Oh, Dishonored. Which one? Let me reboot the bot. Since you spamming has caused it to crash. First one? Fuck yeah, brother. Arguably the better one. I love that I played that on, like, minimal powers, even though I had the powers. I was just like, nah. Oh, I know, you never do shit. Yeah, let me get a thing going real quick. Yeah, how do I change the fucking microphone threshold? Fuck off. Need to figure that shit out. God damn it. Threshold of 44%? What a bunch of shit. Alright, let's start a new text. Stick game ideas. Alright. Let me go ahead and mess with my size a little bit. Get the hell out of the way.
I'm glad that every chandelier can support a full human's weight.
Oh yes, every single chandelier without fail. Those chains are definitely not brittle as fuck and capable of snapping if any more weight are placed on them, like ever. Absolutely not. Though I will admit, the Western ones, those fucking things you don't mess with. Those were well made and meant to survive falling on the ground. At least the wooden ones that I remember growing up around. But yeah. Stick game. I'm gathering up ideas for things I should add into it, as it is a melee crossed with a shooter crossed with magic. And I thought I'd get people's ideas. Those that want to give them, of course. Like, I'm open to really anything people have to say. I mean, you say bomb, but it's like, brother, your magic is the bomb. That's literally one of the first things I was going to create, is a wand wave that generates a bomb. Lets you kick it around, smack it into people, shoot it, and explode it. You're basically creating your own explosive barrels. Bomb explodes. TDS, come on.
Bomb. Bomb explodes.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, I'm gonna look up how to deal with that real quick while we're thinking. How to adjust mic threshold. Excuse me, Morty. For speaker bot. I did provide the specific brand, you fucking cuck. Speaker.bot. Asshole. But yeah, no. That's one of the things magic would be capable of doing. Is summoning a bomb for you to then manipulate, shoot, or kick however you wish. And others can too, by the way. Noise gate or voice activation detection. No longer triggers on background noises. Okay, sure.
Bomb cheese cigarette smoke machine gun bang bang blood gray vehicle 1998 Ford Focus misleading advertising crime murder gun bang bang.
I mean, I'll go ahead and add that to the list. Thank you for your very important input. Okay, so the threshold should be much higher now. Now it shouldn't pause at all. Hopefully. Hopefully. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Save settings. No, but seriously, I could use your input given the amount that you play shooters, Beanman. At least one good idea that you would like to have. Maybe I need to give it a little more context. Have you ever played stick games when you were a kid? Or stick guns, as they're called?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Okay, then you get the idea of what this game would be like. Except with real bullets. Well, not necessarily real bullets. I'm working on that. But this game would be modular. I'm learning how to code, so I'm actually making this. The very first level is literally just going to be me shooting a dummy. But I'm going to work on the modulating of the weapons first. So for instance, say you find while you're running around trying to dodge gunfire and the shooting of other people. And you break a stick off a tree. Based on where you break it and how, you end up with different kinds of guns. But here's the kicker. 500 hand grenade. Shut up. 500 hand grenades. I don't know why it's on a delay. It's weird. Yeah, shut up. Print the thing. What are you doing? And now the threshold's back to 25. What the fuck? Yeah, bot. I don't know why you're fucking up. Anyway. Getting back to what I was saying. Say you snap off a long branch. That would basically function as a rifle in game. You spin it around so that the Y shape points up, and you now hold it by the middle. You now have a casting staff. And as a sword, or for the melee weapon, you would spin it around once more and grip it low by the butt, and it becomes a sword. A long sword. You see where I'm going with this? You have a limited amount of time to use the stick that you have, and to have it... It's a basic fucking... You literally were just like, yeah, man, I get what you did. Jackass. Stick game. Like, come with me with this. Come on. It is a game where you run around, breaking your weapons off of trees and or objects that basically produce sticks, and hope you get to one before someone else does. And based on where you break it and how many times, you end up with different weaponry and different equipment. Pine cones are grenades. You're starting to get it. Those are the grenades. Yes. But I thought it would be a very basic idea. It would be very easy to do. And it'd be quite the fun shooter. But I thought I'd mix the joy of finding the perfect stick with giving you the weapon that you want, or the one that you are seeking, based on what you find. You find a stick that's stuck into a stump. 5 million pine cones for a flashlight. Probably. It's not currency. I have freed the joke. It is terrible. Oh my gosh. But anyway. Here, I'll give you like an idea. I'll just add it just so that people have an idea of what the hell I'm going on about here. Pine cone grenades. Sorry, I'll just do nades. Nades. Pine cone nades. Stick. Shaped. Ah! Shaped guns. That also become other items. Weapons. Or items, depending. I did not misspell shape. S-H-A-P-E-D. Bitch. Okay. Let's shrink this down a little bit. Do-do-do-do-do. Looks like you misspelled. Ha! Anyway. But I have like the basic ideas of most of the stick-based games that you did when you were a kid. Like I said, you happen to break off a stick that is attached to a stump. You now have a hammer. You turn that into a gun, it is now a belt-fed machine gun. And from hammer and machine gun, you turn it into a staff. You now have a heavy casting staff weapon. Capable of heavy hits, but it's really slow. Usually that one would be the one to launch grenades or explosive things, because it's heavy. But you get the idea. And mainly what I was playing around with idea-wise is just how fast to make the characters that you're played as. Originally, I had the idea to make it a sort of sapling humanoid creature, much like the Koroks or something like that, to keep the design very simple for 3D shaping. This will be done in Python. I should probably add that. Done in Python /game maker. I mean, you, but it's what I'm going to learn to make. Shut up. It's entry work, and it gets the game out there and made. I don't want to hear any complaining, especially from you. We all right in Binary? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. At least you understand that. But yes, it's where I'm at so far. I'm mainly, like I said, I'm trying to decide on what you are and what you fight. Well, what you fight won't really be the problem if I just make it multiplayer, but I don't want to make just another fringe slop multiplayer shooter BS game. That's not what I want to do. And it's actually a lot harder to code something like that. So it will likely be a, let's edit that again. Let's see, Shift Enter. Likely a PvE to start. Pinecone nades, stick shape guns. Let's add some more. Let's see here. Probably Unity or Godot. For simplicity. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do netcode until I basically figure out how to do netcode. Gonna reboot the damn bot again. That, and I'll let you in on a little secret. When it comes to repetitive code like that, most people copy-paste based on where you want it to go. And who knows? I plan on getting good enough with it so that I can actually do it. Oh my lord, fucking spammer. Hey Puddle, what up? We yapping, boy. Here, let me get rid of the sky real quick. There we go, so it can be seen easier. And I'll just adjust it as we need. Hope you're doing well, Puddle, my dude. Welcome in. Yes, let me get rid of the sky. Absolutely. Absolutely. You fucking know it.
Pistol, 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 camel, camel, cold face, police officer, speaking head, cold face, camel, speaking head, fire, broken heart, drop of blood, file folder, Hello again.
Sorry,
Getting
the
some
bot
stuff
is
squared
the bot
away.
is behind. Give it a second.
Jeeg. Let me get rid of the sky.
But
What
no,
happened to the sky?
I made it black so that it'd be a lot easier to see the text on the screen instead of having, you know, that. Still readable. But yes, Puddle, like before, like I was talking during playing Phantasy Star, I thought I would use a bit of the stream today to gather ideas and things to add to the overall game idea. Mind you, the very basic idea that we've got going here. I already know that. Why is there text in the sky above me? Ah! You fuckers are crashing. Oh my god, come on. Alright, I'm turning the bot off. I'm gonna give the bot a chance to actually reset because fucking Bean Man caused it to loop. Well, I'll be correct. I asked Bean Man to make it loop. Not the point. Not the point. Anyway. Yeah, I know you didn't cause shit. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. 1984. See how different the chat feels when you guys don't have a voice? Huh? Huh? I'm at least trying over here. Give me some jelly credit. Bastards.
Tune in. Turn on.
Ugh. Alright. So, like I was saying, Python, the game makers that come with Python, to keep it easy and keep it simple, it's probably going to be a very basic looking game at first, and I will attempt to go into Unity or Godot afterwards. I really want to try them both to see where it ends up, and it's going to have a very, what's that game called? Damn it, what's it fucking called? The one that lets you... Puddle! Puddle! Congrats on the 10 stream. Fuck yeah, brother. Persona 6 tomorrow. Don't know about that. Totally accurate battleground simulator. That's what I was thinking of. It's going to have a very blotchy look to that. But that'll keep it very easy to manipulate with both code and with both with code and what am I saying? Gaming loop. I know I'm saying words. You could join in. You could have, you know, some input. You could. Butthole. Like you reminded me of the Pinecone Nades, so I added it to the thing. But we're still on the problem of, here, I'll make it easier to remind you, since apparently it's becoming difficult. Let's see here. Godot for simplicity. Protagonist / who are we? Current priority. Oh no, I'm just yelling at B-Man, Puddle. Don't worry about it. I'm just yelling at B-Man like always. Push the power button for free. Push the power button for free money. Sure. Yeah, I'm just going to leave the sky off for the time being. Just so we can keep an idea on what we actually got going here. You cannot have Puddle stuff. Alright, let's reset the bot and see if it does something else. Come on, man, load up. What do you mean, voice gate? I mean, let me go into that. Voice gate. Audio device to monitor. Okay.
This fucking audio.
Then I'll fucking change it then. Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to complain, but I don't want to fucking yeah. There, shut up.
Going to kill someone over this.
Probably. Okay. Now, like I was saying, current priority, protagonist / what we are in a game like this. I'm still going with the idea of, like I said before, either a Korok or something that looks like a Korok. A woodly creature thing, basically. Rotund and cute. I don't know. Still up in the air on that one. Let me see here. What else do I need to add to this list? Let me bring it up. Free running. Sliding. Mantling. The usual gun game. What is it? Not Trial of Life. I would forget what it's called. Shit. What's that word everyone loves to use that it's like just normal to expect nowadays? Press space to mantle slop. Quality of life. QOL. That's what it is. Okay. So, B-Man, why do you think it's called mantle slop? And is that something I should get rid of? Or not involve? Okay, that's great. It's slop. I understand that. But that's not explaining why you feel that way.
Press space to mantle slop. Slop.
Okay, sure.
I refuse to comment further on this
Then
matter.
you're not being helpful. But then again, that's you. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Then for the time being, I'll do this. Mantling goes bye-bye. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So verticality is out of the question. If you don't want to climb up and over things, I'm assuming you just want to jump on them.
Everything else is fine, but fuck mantling.
But yeah, but why? Do you just not like it? Does it get you shot and killed? Does it... Is it overdone? Do you like there has to be a reason why. I always thought mantling was liked in the current gaming situations.
Nothing in particular, it was just an easy target.
Okay, back onto the list it goes. Thank you for your input. Mantling with a vine. Vein. Vine. Brain, come on. There we go. Do-do-do-do-do.
Vein.
You leave my vein out of this, bitch. So, like I said, we're back to the part about being the protagonist. I don't really want to make them cute. but I don't want to make them ugly. I've got kind of a sort of human tree-looking thing in my head that I'm going to do the art of pretty soon. And just stick in the game just because, go for it. As a placeholder, mainly. And, like, the combat loop wouldn't be difficult. But, like, I'm already learning loops from boot.dev. Not sponsored, by the way. It's basically where I'm learning the bulk of my code. And the thing I run into the most is trying to get the characters out of the way so I can focus on the content. And another thing you would come across is, let's see here. I believe I have the installable rocks. Oh. B-Man's just hating on random shit. Yeah, that sounds like B-Man. I think B-Man hates mantling because modern games stop you from using your equipment in the name of immersion. Never mind the old games that started it allowed you to mantle while shooting. Oh, is that why in current shooter games it's an unlock and everybody hates the shit out of Cyberpunk for having that? Where it's just an addition to like reload while you're running or shoot, or not shoot, but like do extra shit while you're running. Oh, that explains it. So yeah, no, that actually is a good idea. I'm going to get rid of mantling then. Yeah, no, we're not going to mantle. Or let's make it even better. Mantle with movement still allowed. Make another line for that. There we go.
I think Beanman hates mantling because modern games stop you from using your equipment in the name of immersion.
Why does it
Never mind that the old games that started it allowed you to mantle while shooting.
Okay, do I need to leave my... And it swapped immediately back. What the fuck?
At Poodle90, no, I just like hating on random shit. Maybe. People tend to gloss over the nuance when complaining about something.
But that's what I mean, is that I'm actually after the nuance and why people dislike or like things about that. Like
I'd like to shoot, melee, etc. while mantling. Nerd.
Well, I mean, you know I'm a fucking nerd, B-Man. Do you need to state the obvious? I'm trying to fucking code here. I don't know what you think is, what else is happening here. Huh, it seems I have to leave speaker bot open to keep it from resetting. Weird. Still doing the threshold thing, though. But anyway. That is something that I will keep in mind for the mantling, but you do need to be able to do stuff while you're doing it. You're right. And you'd be able to as like a vineling creature thing and not so much just a human. I want to make this game weird. I want to make it goopy and dark. Well, not so much dark, but goopy and like moss ridden and like, you don't know why these seed things are shooting at each other, but they're shooting at each other. Well, not just shooting, mind you. There is still melee, there is still magic. Lets you do everything from being able to levitate things to you, to blowing up areas, and so on and so forth. And I was thinking to keep the cycle, closed and very, like, interesting. Oh, it resets whenever someone posts. And before nerds work their way into mainstream acceptance while not being accepted mainstream. Yep. This is exactly what I'm talking about, though.
in 4 nerds work their way into mainstream acceptance while not being accepted by mainstream corporate business.
Yeah. Okay, how can I need to figure out how to fucking do this. Because it tracks my microphone as well. Do I have to lean back so it doesn't peak? Anyway, I'll quit messing with it. But yes, the loops themselves won't really be too difficult to pull off once I know what engine I'm using and what code I'm using. I'll be determining that tonight, most likely, and then I have the time off to actually sit and work and get myself into a game engine to get this shit started. It's not going to be a long project, but it's not going to be a polished one either. It's going to be very simple, very easy to put together, and yeah, it'll be free at first, and I'll likely put it out on Steam first, since I like Steam. That's basically the idea. Let people play it, let people mess with it, and take feedback from that as well. But I thought I'd also ask you guys, because, you know. Okay, let's see here. Application volume. Is a weighted volume. But yes, let me see here. What else would be good to add to a game like this? Instead of other weapons, let's do this instead. Stick-based gun, wands / staffs, and melee weapons rolled into one stick grab. Shift enter. Based on where you break it off and how many times. Nice. I like that idea. But yes, I've been getting a lot of advice when it comes to just the game making process in general. And one of the things that I think I'm going to follow in terms of advice is to literally, as I learn something new, open up the game maker and do it a couple times in the game itself. And learn how to do it as I go. Not just trying to log it. It's why I stopped early in terms of teaching myself the early things. I've internalized how to do them, but I haven't practiced them much. Not that boot.dev doesn't let you do that, but like the one problem they have isn't necessarily conducive to what you're trying to build. Because then you run into things like problems and whatnot, but it's still the base problem that's exactly the same. Like every single time. Hasn't changed, won't change, etc. Also, I'm probably playing Stalker tonight, but I want to see what else I can throw into this from people's experiences, from just in general what you don't want to see, because that's oftentimes way more important than what you do. Which is why I was taking it seriously at first when B-Man was like, hey, no meddling. And I'm like, okay. And adding on top of that, it's like, how do I make the meddling work? Well, make it so that it doesn't cut off your ability to do anything, really, other than launch yourself in the direction you need to launch. So I was thinking like Vine Whip, or like Bulbasaur's Vine Whip, or, you know, something that reaches out and grabs a surface and yanks you towards it while you're still shooting. But I still run into the issue of just how often you can do this. But I don't think that should have a limit, because that would actually be really interesting. A person could track where you put your tether, and it would be yet another thing you would have to time and use correctly, instead of letting you get lazy and just spamming it however you please. Or sorry, I would let you spam it however you please, but it wouldn't help you against people that know how to track. Because then they just go, oh, I see where you're tethered. Bang, 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 bang. Or set up a bomb or what have you.
Here's an idea.
Ooh.
Each stick responds to your character's stance or approach to each mode.
Approach to each mode, huh? Yes, it's what I was thinking of programming onto each stick that you pick up. It would come with the preset stance, and that's what changes the nature of the stick itself. Like I was saying, like one of my favorite ideas is breaking off two L-shaped sticks, or basically you would break a bigger stick and break it again into two smaller ones. You now have two small handguns. But then it turns into, flip them around, you've got daggers. And you wave them about and point the ends at people, what would normally be the handles. You have fast casting wands. But the tied magic bullets and melee that are capable changes based on how the stick breaks, yes. But basically what you already have mentioned, yes. And that would keep the programming loop very simple and fully based on or how the person snaps it off and how many times. You break double sticks again, they become throwing knives. Or in the case of how my rock gem effect that I was talking about works, they become pieces that you can float on top of larger sticks that are in staff mode, or wand mode in this case. And it would basically float it and not only make it more powerful, but let you combine it with other pieces that you already have. But no, absolutely. Let me go ahead and add that so I remember that, actually. Writing it down is part of the process. Enter. Stick changes based on breakage. Sorry. On how many breaks, where it's broken, and what is added to it. Do. Oh, it's not displaying shit.
For instance, moderate-sized L-shaped stick. Ranged stance, power, turns into pistol grip shotgun. Melee stance, speed, turns into katana.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly how this will play. And what's so cool about it is that I already have an idea of how to, like, even with my introductory into coding that I already know, it has allowed me to be a little more splash with what I'm doing, because I'm starting to understand how to code loops properly. So all I really have to do is create a loop, link it to the next loop, and then to the next loop, and copy the core of that loop across all the sticks. And it would be very easy to make them do different animations based on what you already mentioned. But no, absolutely. And there's even the effect of you get two L-shaped ones and lash them together. That could make the shotgun. Or stick one L under another so that it turns into a stacked sniper rifle. But that would still require two sticks. The two stick stacking is when it gets really messed up. I would hate to see what kind of wand that would turn into.
Alternative modes.
Oh yes, I
Ranged
wanted to add that.
accuracy stance
Yes,
rifle
yes.
and melee power stance bearded
Absolutely.
axe.
Alt modes, ranged accuracy, power melee. I wonder if you were to go, if ranged were constantly to be under accuracy, power under melee, what would magic be considered, or would it be its own thing? Let's just call it soul magic for now. Magic, name to change. Awesome.
That's all based off the L shape. You may need to shave some things down.
Yes. But we would be able to alter it based on, again, where the stick is broken off and what you can do with that in the meantime while you're running around. And it would be limited to the current sticks you are carrying. You would still have to bring it out. You would still have to mix and equip as you go along, etc., etc. Just so that, you know, I'm trying to avoid that downtime that a lot of shooters have in between fighting.
Magic stances could just modify the mechanics of selected spells.
Yes, based on the kind of stick that you're holding. Again, such as rapid fire for the two small L shapes. A longer stick created into a staff has longer range magic and just a little more power. And then the ones with the heavy stumps or rocks attached to them are capable of much heavier but slower attacks. I'm trying to keep it limited based on what you have out, and so you won't have to necessarily question what you have available. Only that when you combine them, do they become something else? And like, sure, a rapid fire magic attack would do plate damage, but you'd have to worry about it doing extra things like snapping your tether that you're using to, for example, let's say if you're using the tether to move, to mantle your way out of danger. A rapid fire could be really good at snapping that. Magic-wise, that would give people a reason to use it. I could make the magic very specific. That is a good idea. Yeah, let's go ahead and change that up. It's going to call it just magic for now, just to keep it simple. Magic used specifically to break mantling tethers, change the shift enter, change environment / create bombs. Nice.
And might help to make magic its own deal.
Which I was.
Or you could make a triangle of duality combos.
That's a good idea too. What would be a good way to go about this? Let's see. So would the triangles be locked? Such as I snap off that same L-shaped branch that is the rifle and the bearded axe, let's say. What would the magic do? Because it sounds like you're going with a stick has a preset kind of effects that you can add, or that they already have, which is kind of what I was playing around with. But the rocks you can find can modify your stick gun weapon and make it do other things. That would make it highly prized. Like a Super Smash Ball from Melee, or not Melee, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Because, like, what I want to do is I want to make it so that if a person
It could be specific wood types to fit in with your intent.
Yes, absolutely. Based on the tree that you find, and or plant and or thing to combine it with. Else I'm making players spend way too much time playing around with combinations and not doing the shooting. Well, not just shooting, of course, but... But yes, where is it? Whoops. There we go. Wood types. Change the stick effects as well as durability. Because the idea is that you will eventually break your weapon.
That way you can texture and color the sticks to differentiate better.
Absolutely. This is all going to text doc after this. But absolutely, yeah. Me a damn drink. But yeah, no, that could even make it so that the more esoteric and long grown that a stick is, the more powerful it is, the more different it is to just regular finds on the ground, and so on.
Not the durability. X7192C Spook.
Really? Why do you say that? See, the idea is the sticks you get are not permanent, unless you think they should be. And I'd love to hear why. Because you're only supposed to use them for so long before they either break too much or whatevs, and you have to go find other ones.
Will there be multiplayer?
I'm considering it based on the style of how this would work, and it was at your suggestion from last stream that it definitely sounds more like a multiplayer game. But I am doing my damnedest to not make it that right away. Like, the initial story and lead into the base game is more important first than basically making another friend slop game. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do my best to not copy what a lot of people do. And it's like I was telling Beanman, the net code is copyable based on what you want it to do. That's really not the hard part, from what I've learned. The hard part is making a game loop that enough people want to engage in that keeps it fresh and running and going and that sort of thing. Ow, damn, that hurt. But yes. Let's see, what else do I have on my list? Because, like, from the way I understand it, it's pretty simple to code, like, just a character that doesn't have a lot of animations to allow it to just, like, run around and do whatever you want it to do. Multiplayer is difficult and always has been, because you have to deal with things like ping, some people having better internet than others, some people being bad at the video game, but, you know, why are you playing a multiplayer shooter? You know?
You intend to make the sticks act like Dead Rising's weapons. I prefer to keep a hold of what I want to use, but I can understand if you want people to mix things up.
And it gives it a form of survival. It's easier for you to run around and survive being shot at if you're not carrying a weapon. There'll be benefits for not always having a weapon on your person. But I want to get into the discussion. Like, should the stick you find be permanent until you break it enough times into different forms to where it's useless, or you decide to throw it away and pick up another one?
It's also worth looking into the 30 seconds of fun philosophy from one of OG Halo's developers.
I will add that to the list. That sounds like a good idea. 30 sec fun Halo. Like I said, all this is going into the doc when I go to work tonight.
Should help with making the single player feel right.
Oh wait, is that like the similar reasoning that Valve has, where it's like as you move through the world needs to respond to you doing so? Like every 30 seconds something should happen. I'm still gonna watch the video. Provided the person is leaving the area, of course, and not just farting around in the area. But I like nudging people along, being like, yeah, you might want to move. Might be a good idea. Ah, awesome water. Make the magic feel different and make it capable of more than just shooting like around the corner hits and shit like that. Oh, it's going to be awesome. I intend to make the magic capable of bending a lot of what's capable in the world, but temporarily. Like you have to give up. Like, I was thinking of either like water bullets. Here, let me go ahead and add it to the thing. Water bullets. Durability goes down as you use it.
Similar idea. The gist is that the context surrounding the gameplay should feel different every 30 seconds.
The context surrounding the gameplay should feel different every 30 seconds. Actually, no. I know what we'll do. That video is on YouTube, right, Puddle? Let me see here. 30 seconds of fun. Halo. The genius of Halo era. Bungie. Oh, it's literally a 30-second video?
I think so.
All right. Just a second. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm going to keep that list going. Where's my TV? All right. Let me get the link up and running. Just a second. Just a second.
The men's philosophy was taken way out of context. Even among the Halo team.
But was it good context? Would be my question. Shut up with your fucking ads. Get out of our face. Shut up. No one cares. No one cares. Especially because it's Spectrum. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. I said fuck off. Bitch. Sorry, I hate ads. I haven't had to deal with ads in years. Ooh.
Enemy captured the north garage.
Just use Brave.
I am using Brave. Anyway. So that's what you mean, huh? Interesting. Ah, it's not going to let me look at the comments? Okay, fine. I'll look at the comments over here. When 30 seconds is all the fun you're allowed in Halo 5. Marathon is 15 seconds of fun? Really? You're literally camping in a boat. Shut up. Camping's part of it. Fucking suck it. All right. But yes. Not that I camp. I move around with my sniper rifle all the time, but it's been years since I played.
Let me just look up the dev who said it.
Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you, TV. All right. But yeah. Let's see here. Excuse me. I'm going to make this like more visible. No, that doesn't actually do it. All right. But I'm still trying to work out what the character should actually be. And that's been my main arm wrestle for that sort of thing is... oh, yeah, sure.
BRB.
Yeah, that's so weird. I get rid of the fucking wait timeout and it's just like, huh? Need to mess with this thing for the fucking figure out what's wrong with it. General voice gates.
This is a test message.
Huh, that's interesting. All right. That's so weird. It just does that. What do you mean paused? Pop. Oh, I see. That's part of it. Interesting. All right. Let me see what I have up here so far. Whoops, wrong thing. In Python Game Maker, PvE to start because multiplayer is difficult. Probably in Unity or Godot just to keep it simple. And it's what I can actually run on my computer. Properly make this thing. But what exactly are we gonna be? Huh. That's the part that grabs me the most. Because I love, like, alien creatures and whatnot like that. Like, things that are just not human. And getting people to play along as them would be really fun. Nah, I'm really only coming up with like seedling or some sort of nature character. Then again, you know, me being a DM, this is basically what I'm mostly good at is figuring out character, story.
Jamie Greisemmer is the dev who came up with the philosophy.
Jamie Greisemmer. Do. Paste 30-second rule.
Greisemmer.
Greisemmer. The 30 seconds rule of thumb concept is a game design principle articulated by Jamie Greisemmer, lead designer of the Halo games. It posits that if a developer can create a short, highly engaging core gameplay loop, roughly 30 seconds long, they can expand that single moment of enjoyment into a complete game by varying the context, enemies, and environments. In Halo 1, there was maybe 30 seconds of fun that happened over and over and over and over again. If you can get 30 seconds of fun, you can pretty much stretch that into be an entire game. Greisemmer has frequently clarified that this was misinterpreted. What's the reality? Let's see here. The rule is a focusing principle for developers to nail the core mechanics, shooting, moving, reloading, before worrying about graphics or narrative. Well, yeah, it's exactly what I'm going for. Refers to the core loop, spotting enemies, meleeing one, throwing a grenade, cleaning up stragglers, which is then played out in a consistently changing context to ensure unique experience. Immediate AI reactions to grenades. Oh, I see. Very good advice. I like it. Ugh. Need to grab my knife. Hang on a minute. Yeah. All right. Makes me wonder why I probably like games with a slower pace, because like everybody and their mother tried to get me into frickin' Destiny's PvP, and I just do not like PvP very much, like at all, if I'm being honest. But it's like I've said before, it's not a no, it's definitely not a I won't do it. It's ads coming up, sorry about that. Okay. And that's the other thing, is that I'm still debating on, like, should your bullets be like just water bullets? Should it pull directly from the durability of the gun and or stick? Because you did make a good point, Puddle. You like to keep what you pick up, but then that necessitates finding ammo. Could be a reason to actually kill your fellow stick people, is for the water that's inside of them, so you can reload your weapons. It'd be a very dirty way of going about things.
The reality is that you can do several tricks to alter the context. Fear is a good game for that because the play space and, simple, yet excellent, Squad AI will react differently every time you restart a checkpoint.
Really? I need to get around to playing Fear to get a good look at this then. I really liked how Fear looked. Like, it seemed like a really good concept until it turned more into a QTE the game. But that was right around the time of the QTEs, I think. They're just taking the gaming world by storm. Excuse me. Oh. But yes. But it's why I want to include all three in the game, so that you not only can change your output as you see fit, but you can focus on what you want your particular approach to the gameplay to be. Obviously, the guns have the longest range, but they're by far from being the most powerful. Melee would likely be the most powerful. Let's see now. And magic being somewhere in between based on what you need it to do. Create cover, move things around, create a bomb. You know, all based on context. But I don't want to run into the Final Fantasy menu problem where under stress you're having to fiddle and mess around with a bunch of menus trying to get to what you need in the heat of the moment. That by far would be a really bad idea. I know I ran into that when I was first playing Final Fantasy VII, and I realized that not only was I on one timer, but I was technically on two. That if I didn't have the menu set up correctly where I needed it to be beforehand, I wouldn't get to something in time, or I wouldn't be able to heal in time. And it drove me fucking crazy.
It's worth playing some FPS games to get a better feel for gun feel.
Oh yeah.
The many different sticks sound like they would alter weapon feel.
Yes. That's the main idea behind that. But like I said before, there aren't just guns in the game. Because you have your weapons, you have your magic. It's yet again why I was still trying to tie it to when you first break the gun off of, say, a tree, a stump, whatever have you. I was thinking of doing something along the lines of how Fortnite had the building system. That you could basically freehand build, well, not freehand build, but in this case, freehand chop to determine how quickly and how much of a stick you want to break off. And not only that, but what it comes away with to determine what you end up picking up. And it would be just a lot more mobile, a lot more responsive to that kind of thing. And I mean, I've played a fair good amount of FPS, but they're not my favorite types of games to play, obviously.
You could work with traditional, 90s, FPS gun design for the weapons and alter the effects as things change.
Yep. Like, take for instance, one of my favorite guns from Duke Nukem is the chain gun. I was thinking that, like, maybe, like, I don't know, you add water to it or whatever the ammunition happens to be, and you can maybe, like, this is where the grow mechanic that I was mentioning at length came into effect as well. Maybe if I don't have it so that where's it going? Oh, right. Maybe if I don't have it to where I just lost my train of thought. Chain gun and grow. Right, grow mechanic, sorry. I'm still debating on whether or not there should be like bullets or just water bullets in the game. Because I'm not a big fan of ammo pickup, but I would have to be if, you know, you end up getting to be able to just keep the gun you pick up. Not exactly what I want to go for here. But the grow mechanic that I was thinking about last night would be that you could gather up essence as you go, or churn up so much of it, and grow your current gun into a bigger version of that gun. Slower, and it would slow you down. But that's so also the reason it would slow you down is that if you need to, you can just throw it to the side and run off. Or extract your remaining water and make it shrivel and throw away what's left. That kind of thing.
New stick idea, melee/gun, large stick, ×2 double branch configurations Wehander and RPG.
Hell yeah. You get, yep. Absolutely. You're getting it. Absolutely.
Or magic/melee.
Well, that's the thing, is that it would run all three of those at once. So picking up two of these large sticks, you would still be able to cast magic. You would still be able to dual wield and shoot them. You would still be able to dual melee with both, regardless of how heavy they would be. And it would become preset based on the two double branches being heavy. If it was a Zweihander RPG, and we'll say the magic rod would be, I don't know, perhaps one of the heavier ones that pulls up a rock with it, with a rune engraved on the actual rock. It would absolutely work. But the idea is any stick picked up is all three of those at once. All three of them at once. And you can just go click, click, click and make it whichever one you wish based on how you're holding it.
As we hander, machine gun, and fireball combo sounds busted.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, that's the idea. You went out of your way to get something busted and now other people want it. Or things in this case. And you could totally pull it off too. But like I said, a lot of it's up in the air because it's like the modular part I'm not having an issue with. The story and character are something I need to nail down first. Because I at least want to have that to bounce off of so that I can do, you know, whatever else comes to mind. Let's see here. That and I need to figure out if...
So balance is a non-issue.
Well, that's just it. I'm not going to say that it's not a balanced issue. Balance can be worked out once I get people to demo it and play it. What feels more powerful than this or that, that's just a tweaking of numbers. Like, you have total control over what your numbers do and how much of said thing that they do. I want to get the full concept out of my head and onto something. There's a whole reason why I decided to do just chatting, that and to get better at just chatting, and to bounce my ideas off of people, because I do a lot better when I have people tossing in their ideas, not only from their own sphere of experience, but what they would like to see in a game such as this. And there's things that some people know that I don't, or that have more of a importance than some importance that I would put on it. But yes, no. The way I would have it set it up is that if you really want like a idea here, having to drink a lot, shit. Melee would be the most powerful, obviously, unless you're using a really heavy gun or a really heavy magic. Melee weapons would tend to be the most powerful, but come at the cost of you getting close up and so on and so forth. Guns would be the weakest, but allow you to use range and engage in a much more safe manner. But you have to deal with the fact that there's fall off, that guns, based on the type, have more specific applications, and the magic is what you use to manipulate the environment and change things up.
Counter-argument.
Oh, okay.
A Wolfenstein PvP game had people going for the MP40 because they thought it was better than the Thompson. Even when the devs tried to solve it, players kept going for it.
Well, that is rooted in not enough playtesting. You iron out stuff like that once you actually have people testing your game. I don't necessarily have progress on my game yet. I'm just trying to get a framework to project everything onto, and once I have all the numbers and everything down, I can adjust based on what players are doing, what they like versus what they don't, if they find bugs, that sort of thing. But that particular issue is them not letting people test it enough. Because yes, players are going to keep going for what they remember being powerful. And if it's ingrained in the population and popular for that reason, especially if it's cool, people are still going to go after it, even if it's no longer that powerful. Absolutely. But no, I would iron that out in the playtest phase, and just improve the game over time once the absolute basics are out and on the screen. I intend to make this a very fast game. I'm learning how to do clean code, and I'm learning how to compile code that does not take very many loops or processes.
No, they were testing.
Really?
The adjustments just didn't dissuade them from the placebo.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go for that. I absolutely wouldn't go for that. It's the whole reason why I would set the game up in such a way that everything would remain useful to the player, and there'd be none of this nonsense of, just having a constant carry. Like you would, even just picking up a stick normally, you have 3 effects. And I'm thinking of limiting it to 1 stick at a time. Unless you go to dual, of course. Or snap the stick you have into 2 pieces and change it up that way. But yeah, no, to me, that's just not... it's not an excuse to leave a placebo in just because you don't want to get rid of something. Like, either make it balanced, make it worthwhile for everyone to use, but have its own drawbacks as a weapon. No weapon should be god tier, as they put it. I mean, maybe it's because it's from my D&D style of approach, but I honor systems that have specifics to those weapon types when you pick them up. Like the Humble War Pick, for instance. Terrible base damage. Underneath a longsword, if I remember correctly. But a 4 times crit rate if you crit somebody with that thing. It clocks the fuck out of people. Especially if you've enchanted it. That's my point. And there would be things like weapon enchants and things like that in the game. You would be able to buff your, equipment and whatnot with the spell magic if you have a particular style of play that you like. But you would still have to spend the time, you would still have to spend the focus, and know what you're going after ahead of time and what's available to you in order to make that work.
You could just do 2 sticks at a time. Halo had a few weapons that would deplete the battery, forcing players to replace them with better charged ones.
Yes, that's where it's one of the last things on the list. I'm trying to determine what that should be, basically.
It seems like it would work.
Yeah. Carry limit of 2 sticks, a certain number of pine cones. Probably 1 or 2, because I don't want people lobbing them around constantly. So that when you would find one, and yes, you can enchant the pine cones as well and make them do different things. But like I said, a lot of that early stuff I can just hammer out with having them play the demo and figuring out where they want to take it and how. I still need to figure out the basis of the story and the character. Let's see here. What else? But it's not bad for a setup, actually. a decent idea, I think. I don't know. Do you think it's too ambitious? I think it's a very simple loop that would work out quite well. Because it's just using permissions and parameters to use different loops. Spin the gun around, it would become something else. Spin the wand around, it becomes a weapon. Etc., etc. But I mean, I should explain my reasoning behind either the durability or breakable guns or something like that. I wanted to have it set up so that there's a lot less of this hiding around cover as much as there is...
Seems like you might be swinging a bit too high right now.
I mean, like I said, a lot of this would be ironed out as the people play. But the basic coding is where I'm starting. And I have a good idea of how to start it and how to get it in with the engine and whatnot. I'm just talking about, like, if you saw this game on Steam, would you give it a try? Probably not going to call it stick game, but you get the idea. Branch game. Tree fire. That one's not bad. Tree fire. Oh, I was looking at a number change. Sorry about that. Do-do-do-do. But I think that's a good list to start out with. I guess I'll just have to come up with what we actually are later. Random blob will be just fine. Why not? Yes, yes. You're literally playing as sentient water. I have created Splatoon. Yeah, no. I'm not going to be doing that. And yeah, I do agree with you, Puddle, that I'll be narrowing the focus as I learn how to do this.
That's also why I recommended triangular dual combo system instead of a singular triple use system.
Do you have a game that uses this triangle dual combo system? Like a suggestion or... Because it might be called something else, but I may need to look at this if you have a good recommendation. That's basically what I'm going to end up using a lot of my downtime for is I can stream, but there's only a couple of days that are actually relatively active for my time zone. And I thought I'd use the other time to really just get into a game engine and get started as I learn stuff.
You get some balance from having melee/gun, melee/magic, or magic/gun. It would give players and you control over flow and tackling the situation.
And it would make it more random too. and require you to understand the kind of wood you're breaking off. I see what you mean. It would make the loop a lot faster, too. Huh. Yeah, and too many options would be too many options. But here I thought just changing up the stick that you would grab. Huh. That's a good idea.
Yep.
Yeah, like how much moss is on the stick, and perhaps if there's a rock floating next to it, indicating if it's a stick or if it's extra shiny with a bit of skin missing. It may have an edge to it, or... That's interesting. I would have to make it visually eye-catching and very obvious what kind of stick it is before you pick it up or break it off of a tree or a bush or whatever or what have you. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add to this. Two weapon style, more animations for the stick type. Nice. Now, what's your thoughts on the actual ammunition that these things would use? Because again, I'm kind of going for this like, I don't want to make it like just durability, but I want to pressure the player again into running around and picking up other sticks.
Repeat, please.
I was saying of what's your thought process on the kind of ammunition that these would use? I originally thought of water bullets. And I don't want to go with durability, but I want to pressure the player into eventually having to drop that gun and go get another one. Or in the case of them being, you know, rapidly approached by an enemy, they just have to grab something up and quickly use it. I could even make it really fun. The character could have multiple limbs. That would be interesting. A coveted power-up. Pull off that shit and fucking, what's it called? Anytime I try to remember its name, I immediately forget. It's not Hot Shot. What is it? Ultra Kill. Where you grab that power-up and suddenly you have a third arm. And you can do it again and have a fourth arm. That would be messed up. But fun. Let me see here. Water bullets, who the character is, what's the story.
You could have a semi-fluorescent moss to indicate the magic strength and sap capacity.
Ooh.
Durability seems like it would balance melee out.
Yeah, because I would still want you to be able to swing with a sword. That's interesting. Sap capacity. I like the idea of sap over water. Here we go. Sap reservoir. No, sap, fine. Bullets / magic. Durability for melee.
Ammo is a kind of ranged weapon durability.
Yes. Based on which one you pick up. You should still be able to flail a stick at somebody, even if it's run out of ammo, and vice versa. That'd be a really interesting combo to have, too. You, like, shoot somebody up close and snap the thing around, and it just axes off their head or some shit. It's gonna be awesome. Not bad, though. Not bad. I like the point that you made that it being a 2 weapon instead of 3 would actually be better. All things considered. Excuse me. Let's see here. Where's one that looks actually pretty good? Let's see. There we go. All right.
Or you take a shotgun / axe combo, fire off the last 3 shells and break the axe over the opponent's head.
Fuck yeah, brother. I would love that kind of shit. But this is the whole point of where I'm getting at, that I want to tie up what the creature is, or what we are, so that I can actually work on, like, not only the enemies you would face, but... Ooh, that's interesting. I've always liked a tortured research subject. But yeah, the shotgun axe combo would be fucking awesome. Mind you, I'm still going with the easy programming process first of making this single player, and then once I understand netcode, shifting it over to online playing through Steam.
What?
Is my microphone going in and out? Do I need to move it closer? I've got it on the other end of my table because it's a condenser mic. But yeah. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out what kind of a story to go with.
Tortured test subject. What?
What you are in a single player sense. What your character is, what you're playing as. pop my damn neck. Maybe like a random mushroom dude or something. That'd be pretty silly.
We might need to pare down the weapon selections to not overload players. This is your first game, right?
Yes. Which is why I'm more than happy to do so. The simpler, the better. And like I said before, the variety would come later, once people have had a chance to test it. It was the whole reason I was trying to make every stick that a person finds based on where the stick is broken from and the kind that it is, and da-da-da-da-da. I was trying to make it capable of all three styles of fighting, but it would change based on the kind of stick. But you made a better argument for only being two, which is why I changed it on the dot. Oh, damn. And yeah, I'm well aware. This will probably be pared down to either a melee gun or something like that to start out with. And I can just add as I go along once I figure out what the code would be to just make a bunch of them.
Okay, why don't we put a pin in breaking sticks for new weapons for later? It's a neat idea, just seems a bit ambitious for now.
Yeah. That's why it's not on the list. I'm thinking, like I said, the absolute base that we're talking here. The first part of the game is literally just going to be a room. You versus one dude. And probably just one stick. Nothing in the way, all that stuff. But no, you make a good point.
Holy shit, the list got so long.
Yes, it did. The power of one person. Welcome back, B-Men. But I'm curbing my ambition.
Have you played Armored Core before? Any of the 16 games?
Yes.
Poodle, what have you been doing? I have been brainstorming with Pink.
I do very well with brainstorming. This is why I wanted to involve you too, Bean Man. You play a lot of FPS as well. just a little over 2 hours, yeah. This just chatting thing isn't too bad.
Have you been helping? X7192C Smug Moon. Poodle, have you? I've been out on the sea.
Sing in the sea, shanties in the sea, in the sea.
My apologies then. Vomit away.
You can. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm having to like automatically restart it whenever it does stuff.
I will plunder you.
That's so weird. Why does it have to be on?
At BeanManFake X7192C Tail Manicot hired sip, try it.
Ooh. Ooh. Need to give y'all a redeem so that you can fight each other.
Me be going to throw you overboard.
I mean, it'd be funny. Not gonna lie. Damn you, why do you reset? What the fuck? Considers me a new speaker every time I speak over chat. What? Anyway, I do appreciate the assistance, Puddle. And I actually might have to end early, depending. Let me check something real quick.
I am going to shoot Ryaji Sakamoto.
I believe you.
At BeanManFake Monica Devious, have fun with the self-destruct sequence.
Rutrow. That's so weird. It takes any sound and immediately... So the bot hasn't been crashing, it's just been adding multiple timeouts.
Silence, landlubber. At BeanManFake X7192C Blasting 7192C Blasting 7192C Blasting 7192C Blasting 7192C Blasting 7192C Blasting 7192C Blastin.
I just now noticed that my annotations and the emote dropping is also turned off because I had to redo my token. That's annoying. Ugh, excuse me. Ugh. But yeah, this is all good stuff. I'll be keeping you guys updated on the Discord channel Of my progress, the opening programming and all that. Basically to see how far I can get with just the most basic starting stuff once I know how to control it. Thankfully, me messing with OBS and stream elements and whatnot has actually helped me understand some of the code that early Python already uses.
Did you watch the video I sent?
Oh shit, no. Let's do that now. Loading up the Discord, just a second. Oh! The Thief the Black Parade mod spotlight. I said I may need to drop early today, depending, because I sort of forgot I had something else. But I can certainly give it a watch/listen.
Yep. It's spoiler free. Nerdses.
Yeah, you beat man, you nerds. Meh, 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 meh. Then I won't send you a key then, Bean Man. Nah.
At BeanManFake X7192C Talk 7192C Munch.
Better watch out, Puddle got guns.
To what buried treasure?
The treasure that is my game.
Who do we be plundering?
People of their sap.
Zero doubloons.
I fucking love that cat meme. One doubloon.
At BeanManFake the 404 coins of blind beard.
Yes, Blindbeard the pirate. I'll mess with this later. All right. Bow, bow, bow. Sorry, just a second. All right. But yeah, no, this is a pretty good idea to have all this down the way it is. I can't really think of anything else at this stage that I would need to ask about. Yeah, no. Kinda cool. Kinda cool, not gonna lie. Ugh, damn. And I mean, there is the RPG, the idea that I had that would be easier as well for like, just because there's so many RPG Maker like esque ways of doing things. But I don't want to make the game turn-based. It's based off of the TTRPG that I created from Sword Art Online. chargeable arts, that sort of thing, death game, you know. But with my own spin on things, basically. I was really a big fan of the forum games that I was a part of for some time ago, that people were so starved for games that used stuff like that. Like the charge up sword effect, you know, spectacular looking gameplay, that sort of thing. To where there were so many phone games that had similar mechanics to Sword Art Online, and they must have gone and DMCA'd like all of them. Because those games didn't last longer than a week, maybe a month. I mean, you know, and some of them were like really good too. I still love the touchscreen one that I played that was first person, and you had to like drag and slice and swipe and shit with it. Like, it was fucking awesome. You could charge it up and everything. I got a really rare axe. It was nice. But the only reason why I like the idea, and it's still on the table of what I might start with, it's either going to be stick game or the TTRPG based on Sword Art Online that I'm going to create. It's going to have my own, like, don't worry, my own version of color-coded sword charging awesome. I'm just going to be sure that it is as distinct as possible, so they can't say shit.
Jesus, why do these companies just have to shit on fun ideas?
Money. Just fucking money. That's why. And like, I've played some of the Sword Art Online games. They're not bad, but they don't focus on making the combat as ads. They don't focus on making the combat reflexive. You barely have to think about it. And for the better part of what I like to say is I say the Souls effect, but it was being done before Souls ever fucking did it, where you can only take so many hits before you will go down. And I was thinking of making it a roguelike.
Blomet 1 bloodthirsty, Blomet 1 bloodthirsty,
Oh,
Blomet
sorry.
1 bloodthirsty.
Puddle being drowned over here.
Blomet 1 blood droning.
Yep, sorry, Puddle. Yeah, no. My tabletop RPG game is more siloed. And I would say heavily based on class and what weapon you equip. As it literally is... Like, for instance, you play as the thief class. People will expect you to go for the backstab, be capable of stealing, and be capable of getting into locked and secret areas that other classes can't find. That's your job. And you can technically wield whatever weapon you'd like with your thief. But this is where I sort of get into the weeds of, oh, it's a character I want to create. Well, you should, if you're going to play a thief, you play to be a thief. That's the point. You're not locked to daggers as a thief in my game, but it's what some of your skills play off of. and others less so. The skills are adjusted so that you can wield anything you want in 2 hands or 1. Just don't expect to get as much of a bonus. Mainly to stop the metagaming people from doing something like Zweihander Thief or, you know, that sort of nonsense. And more like, yeah, you can, but like, why are you playing a class in the first place if you want that kind of freedom?
I once played a half-orc rogue that used a mace as his primary weapon.
Yep. The only thing it drops off is that you don't get your dex bonus. It is a strength-based weapon. And I do my best to vary what weapons get bonuses and what don't. But the thief is a little skirmishy in my game. You're meant to be more hands-on and like far less. I'm gonna stab you like what you can, but you know, it's more like, hey, go find the treasure room. Hey, go deal with those traps so we don't get de-leveled. That kind of thing. And once I had like the initial framework of how all the abilities worked, I went back and revamped them and got rid of a few so that players can pretty much use whatever they want. Even with some of the more specific abilities. It's just like, hey, here's this additional awesome bonus for deciding to use daggers, katars, a rope knife, or some of the lighter weapons.
Light maces benefit from the weapon finesse feed.
Yes, light maces do. You're absolutely right. I've DM'd before. Technically ever since 3.5. I mean, if you want to really get technical, technically back in 2.0, but I've never run a 2.0 game. Those are some messed up fucking spells, man. Like, I'd love to have that kind of shit. But, nothing saying I can't write both and just have one on the back burner. When I don't want to develop for stick game, I can just shift over and develop for the TTRPG. And vice versa. And I've actually used RPG Maker software to make dungeon levels before. I just got picky about, you know, what gets added, how it gets added, why it's not letting me do this versus that. That kind of thing. Ugh. Oh, if I had to make a new D&D 3.5 style game, I'd make simpler weapons different across cultures. Well, yeah, a good DM would do that. Then again, a lot of 3.5's simple weapons were pretty ubiquitous amongst most people, such as the sling, the spear. Yeah, I'm very familiar with 3.5's culture and how the different books added other things, and, you know, it's why I ended up going like, yeah, if it's a 3.5 book, add it to the pile, because there are a lot of them. I'm still surprised that 3.5 isn't the go-to.
Imagine playing a character from a culture that values swords. Not being able to use a sword.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dumb. There we go. But yeah, no. That'd be pretty stupid to not be able to do that kind of thing. I mean, one of my still personal favorites is the very humble sling. I love the sling weapon. If you have a DM that's not a total cock, he'll let you put potions in him and hurl them at people. It's really not that much of a range increment increase, but it's still pretty damn funny. But for the most part in the TTRPG that I made, if you play a class, you're expected to actually play that class. And there are what I call the 3 different rows of combat in the class too. Frontliners, middle liners, and backliners. Typically speaking in my game, which is mostly melee combat oriented, there is some magic and ranged, but it is very limited. And there are bows, but you're not able to snipe shot with stuff like that.
I'd argue that some of 3.5e's books are busted. One player kept saving my brother from a vindictive DM's antics with busted spells and reasonable rulings.
Well, I mean, that's just it. If the DM's doing antics, there should be a reason why. There should be a story reason why. And if he keeps saving him from the antics, the DM should allow it. Should absolutely allow it. And yes, some of the 3.5 books are pretty busted. There's a number of combinations you can do that makes your character absolutely ridiculous. But that's also why you have the prior knowledge and you're sitting there like, okay, I'll let you have that, but you're going to have this drawback. Like, I can understand the fun of breaking a game's limitations. But it's why you also set out to get across to people like, hey, if I let you have this, you're going to have to understand that there are limitations.
Turns out a spell meant to counter undead did not have a maximum damage threshold or a time limit on keeping it up. So he just vaporized the mummies.
Yeah, that sounds like a writing deficiency. The DM is capable of setting limits and even adding ones that are not in the book. More DMs need to do this. Like, I'm a big fan of that. Like, oh, the book has a confusing writing or some esoteric nonsense added to it. You don't have to follow it. I'll sit there and go, okay, this is your ability. Here is what it can do. Here's what it's capable of. And add it to your book. That is now what you have. And I'd be fair about it. I am nothing but not a fair DM. Especially the fact that I still allow players to play creature roles in trade for their actual trained class roles. Oh.
The DM was being vindictive towards him. It's also how I experienced fighting 2 adult green dragons and witnessed the judo bear incident.
Oh god, the judo bear incident? Let's hear this. And yes, if the DM is being vindictive, he should absolutely be called out for it. Just because you have the ability to bend the game doesn't mean that you have the right to be an absolute jackass about it. Like, your players don't deserve that, and you won't retain player sympathy or trust if you can't be partial. God, 2 adult green dragons. Holy shit. I gotta hear about this. But basically, where I've learned a lot of my more strict role-playing rules. Oh.
Story-wise, they were there to get revenge. The sorcerer never touched the body.
Okay.
They somehow smelled their kid's scent on him despite that.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. Absolutely not. It's like that's sort of bullcrap that I would not allow, like, at all as a DM. Reminds me of the one that a friend of mine got triple critted once. Like, you know how statistically unlikely it is to get triple critted in D&D? Didn't matter though, because I was already against the DM in the first place, and my favorite arcane trickster class came in clutch. I even made the game go over by 30 minutes to almost an hour because I argued with him, and I'm like, no, give me a scroll of resurrection. I know I can go find one. I'm a thief or an arcane trickster. And if not, I'll write one because I have a high enough skill level to do that. And I'm going to go raise him. Oh, but you did the body parts, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have over 50% of the body because I went back in and retrieved all the bits. Argue with me, motherfucker. Yeah, no. After that really crappy way of trying to get rid of somebody in the campaign, I vowed to learn to be a much better DM. Like, there was no way I was going to allow that bullshit to happen in my games. Made me a lot more partial, made me a lot more sensitive to what the players go through and how to make my games more enjoyable, basically. And I just went from there. I even started looking into some of the shit that other DMs wouldn't allow them to do. Like, you want to play a centaur? Okay. You want to play a myconoid? Sure. You want to play as a mimic? Okay. Gladly. I love saying yes to what my players want to do. They just need to find a way to get it into my story. That's it.
Well, we wound up fighting them in the middle of a fort.
Oh shit.
The druid decided to sick his large-sized bear on one of the huge-sized dragon. And he wound up succeeded in pinning the dragon until we slew it.
I would call a little bit of that into question, but I believe huge is next to large in terms of grappling rules, and that would actually work. I should check that. But no, that actually sounds plausible. I believe it's as long as you are within one size category above or below your target, you're able to grapple and pin them. That's why you won't see a pixie pinning a dragon. Hell no. And it's also why my favorite skill in D&D is use magic device. I love use magic device. Like, yes, my rogue is capable of casting spells, and he is quite good at them. Kind of the idea behind Solitaire, really. Ugh. Druids are notoriously very good spellcasters and great at breaking the game. It's one of the reasons I'm, excuse me, thoroughly enjoying playing through Daggerfall. But likely that Peripetia and the other games are going to be nudged off to my more off days of streaming based on what time I have and all that. Excuse me. Yeah. It's a day off, but I'm fucking tired. Ugh. But no, like I was saying, I will be posting updates on my Discord as I post them on the other Discord as well of boot.dev, and just following along with my progress as I go. I'll try not to post too much because that's when you get to, you know, into getting pictures and shit like that. When I really need to just be getting the baseline of this done and built and moving into the rest of it.
Sorry, mobile broke. Had to restart after that last message.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just yapping. Might be all that this stream is, maybe tonight or later, depending on when I can get back. But I thought I'd at least launch into this and get some bounce back from people, even just one person. It's like I tell people, like, if I can get just a little bit of feedback, I can usually do quite a bit with that. Me being the kind of, you know, DM that I am and things like that. It still reminds me that one of my friends, one of my favorite characters that belonged to my friend, was a rogue myconoid. Dude made like such a great choice. Cyanide rogue. Yeah, Cyanide. I love the Cyanide rogue. Those fuckers are overpowered as shit. And he played that character so well. To the point where I literally cloned it and I'm like, I'm going to use this in my game as a character. I like it that much. Was a, I would forget the name of the plane, astral plane, myconoid, that had traveled to the normal plane and got caught up in the, basically what functioned as an assassination guild. Because he didn't know any better. He didn't know the culture. He didn't know it didn't know the differences of, like, you know, killing people for money and things like that. And yeah, it just went from there. Party eventually encountered him. It was awesome. Is that he managed to evade while he was playing one of my best rangers sight checks.
Sounds like an impressionable character.
Oh no, I absolutely loved it. It's not every day you see a player of D&D pick a race like the myconoid to be like. And he picked like some of the more rudimentary abilities that they had, and I'm just like, the way you make these things work, I'm gonna copy your character sheet and you can't stop me. And even the character's name, the little mushroom dude in like Rogue Armor and shit, his name is literally called Stalk.
What do you mean I shouldn't proudly proclaim my profession in public?
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely Stalk. Although it kind of helped that his character is mute, much like my VTuber model is, and had to use alternative means of communicating with people. Usually through spore telepathy. Although once he's poofed on people, he can then mentally connect to you without an issue. He also carried around a decanter of endless water and used it as his camp because of the Myconoid's special ability. It was so dumb too. Like you're looking at it and it's like...
Oh fuck, that's hilarious in how ironically edgy the character name is.
Yeah, I know, and it's a kicker too. It's like he wrote it out in Myconoid even. And I'm like, you know that says Stalk, right? But he would use the decanter of endless water as a watering pot. And his character looks just like a normal mushroom plant when it is in a potted soil or dirt. If he's standing still and he like puts his feet into the dirt, he literally becomes indistinguishable from a potted plant. It is fucking hilarious how he managed to leverage that shit. I fucking love Stalk. Stalk is amazing. I should do art of him. It.
Quick, add 500 extra lines to confound Beanman.
I do like messing with B-Man. It is a lot of fun. But yeah, no, from the way it's looking, I might not game tonight, or I might just a lot later, depending. But this is actually very helpful. I get a lot more when I can get my thoughts out to other people and get an idea of what they actually think about it. But like I said, it's either going to be this game or the TTRPG. I should just call it what I originally called it. I called the TTRPG Field of Swords. Ugh. And thankfully, most of the mechanics and how it would run are very math-based, so it'd be very, very, very easy to program in the numbers. Though I might just save that and focus solely on the starting project.
You can finish off the chasm level of Peripetea if you keep going.
I'm going to save that for an off day, past Wednesday. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, when I want to, like, have a game to come home to and actually, like, cheer myself up after irritating work. Oh, wow, the OST actually ran long enough to swap to the next song. Holy shit.
The most important part of dance is music. So now let's listen to the music and identify the beats.
X7192 C Spink 7192 C Spink 7192 C Spin.
But no, this has actually been very helpful. I want to thank you, Puddle. It'll help me along with just the initial groundwork and working out what needs to go where and whatnot. And like I said, there'll be updates on the Discord for how far I go with it and whatnot. And I'm going to do what I can to start using the Go chatting more often because it's something I need to work on. But, you know.
No problem.
Originally, I was going to make it a game based off of Pink, but I was just like, I'm not sure I want to do that.
I have tested mods for Unreal before.
Really? Then I'll be sure to throw it your way. I mean, not that it'll be hard, it'll be free on Steam, so in a very beta-like state. But it's good to know you'd be interested. All right, let me see here. Fucking love Jet Set Radio.
One bug I encountered testing a Diablo-style mod was what I call the shrapnel wave.
Oh, this should be good. Do regale me with this. It's one of the reasons why I don't really play Path of Exile and whatnot, is that you end up looking like a fucking RGB sound speaker rapidly vibrating. It's freaking ridiculous.
Shotgun-style fire modes had the chance to get a trait called pellet.
Oh no. So it turned it from a spray into a wave, I'm guessing?
It adds whatever number to the pellet count and you could get more than one.
And it could keep going over and over and over and over. Oh no. Fucking death wave. Yeah, what was it? I think the closest that I've ran into is something like that is in Darkstone, when I don't remember the effect that would be on a throwing dagger, but you would be able to spawn multiples of them and they would fly out in a wave pattern because of an animation glitch. The thief and assassin could move so fast they would glitch the animation frames.
I had a flak cannon and a combat assault rifle, with shotgun, with 2 pellet traits.
Oh god. Yeah, that sounds devastating, my dude. Oh man. And painful. Ugh. Yeah, leave it to a game like Warframe to get me to appreciate pellets and gun animation and whatnot. when I played Mag for as long as I have, I love shooting stuff into the Mag bubble to see how it affects the bullet velocity and effects.
One patch fucked up the trait because Bleeder, the modder, accidentally put a multiplication sign instead of an addition sign.
Ooh. Oh no. That's ridiculous, dude. I mean, that will do it. That will definitely do it. Yeah, I figured out the animation glitch in Darkstone because, like I'd mentioned before in my, what's it called? Anniversary stream. If you wiggled the stick while you moved and you kept holding down the attack button, you could basically glitch into being multiple throwing daggers across wide areas. It's freaking insane. It'd be like bat 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 bat. One of the reasons why it had such an influence on me making Solitaire, and just the emphasis of him not really using a weapon most of the time, further guided me into wanting to make him far more focused on just stealing the ever-loving shit out of everything that moved. It's freaking insane.
The flak cannon normally has like 7 pellets, but I had pellet plus 6 and plus 13 on it. 7 times 6 equals 42. 42 times 13 equals 526 pellets.
Jeez, that sounds freaking ridiculous. Like, scratch that. That is ridiculous. God damn.
It actually lagged the server anytime anyone fired them.
Yep.
Even straining the rendering.
Yeah, it reminds me of how Rafoye in Phantasy Star Blue Burst is reviled for causing massive amounts of lag and strain on the server because of the animation that it uses. How it just like crushes fire energy inward and then just explodes outward, and later on it starts adding like a nuke circle around the ball of fire and makes it even worse.
The funniest part is that pellet just spread the damage among each projectile, so it wasn't that useful.
Jesus. That's ridiculous. It's by default. What happens if I change? Let's see here. Any difference? Ba 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 ba. Oh, there we go. That means I have to reset it every time.
This is on a game engine made in 1995 and released in 1998.
Oh shit. don't know if that's any better. Ba ba ba. Oh, it still does it. God damn it. Anyway. Yeah, I need to figure out why SpeakerBot's doing that. But yeah, no, this was actually a pretty fun stream. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop off for now. Just wanted to jump in and get some ideas before I get started on this. I might be streaming later tonight, but it depends. Yeah, no, it's not bad.
I have had to fight a horde of enemies so large that they all became invisible because the rendering could not handle the volume.
Jeez. That's
Raid
freaking
suggestion.
insane. Sure. Why not? Got somebody in mind? See who we got. See, we got scab, kit, gingivitis. Following a lot of people. Holy shit. Oh, Monster's playing Black Ops. I should need to go bug Monster. Yeah, I think I'll send you to bug Monster.
I'll see you later.
Alright.
Have a great rest of your day. Cerebro love, don't forget to stay hydrated and take care of yourself.
Look forward to the game, y'all.
Cerebro love.
I'm going to be making it very slowly. It'll be available on my Discord as well as Steam once I have the initial thing out. Have a good night.
X7192 seen anonymity, X7192 seen anonymity, X7192 seen anonymity.
Oh, thank you for the raid, Ping Pong Jelly. How you doing, my man? I'll give you a shout out in just a minute. Yo, what up, boy? Yo, what's up, man?